Montessori Grandma. Episode 27. Measuring the Farm.
Measuring the Farm, a Montessori story related to mathematics, retold and presented by Geeta Vijaychandran. Measuring the Farm. In the Montessori classroom, the story is told with 4 yellow rectangles. All the rectangles are painted yellow and are 20 centimeters long and 10 centimeters wide. The first is blank, that means it is completely yellow. The second is ruled lengthwise into 5 strips of 2 centimeters. The third is ruled widthwise into 10 strips of 2 centimeters. And the fourth one is crosshatched in both directions and has 50 squares. All are 2 centimeter squares. The 4 yellow rectangles are used for the story. When saying the story, hide the rectangles and bring out as needed. Do not display all of them at the beginning. Let us listen to the story. Long, long ago, in a far-off village in India, there was a farmer. He had a small farm which he took care with his family. They used their hands and whatever little tools they had to cultivate the crops. In those days, there were no oxen to plow the fields. The people used their muscles to build their lives. Luckily, the man had 2 strong sons who helped him in the farm. The 3 worked the whole day in the field. They had the best field in the village. The oldest son was called Big Man, and the youngest one was called Tall Man. Both of them were very healthy and strong. The farmer had a daughter called Jane. The whole family lived and worked on the farm. I have a rough map of the farm here, but this farm is blank, and all I know it is a rectangle. Look at this rectangle. This is how the farm looked like. The farmer worked on the small farm every day. He planted different crops, line by line, from paddy to vegetables to fruits. He was a hard worker and was getting old. He was not able to work as he did earlier. This made him think of what would happen to his farm when he was gone. Which of his sons would take care of the farm? He called his 2 sons. Whenever he called his sons, his daughter always came along. He said to his sons, "The time has come for me to take rest, and I wish to know which one of you will take care of the farm." Both the sons said, "I will, I will." The father said, "That's not going to be easy. You have to prove that you can take care of the farm. I made a plan for you to earn the farm from me." The sons looked surprised. The farmer continued, "I want each one of you to measure the farm and find its size. Whoever gets it right will get the farm." The youngsters looked confused. What does measure mean? What does size mean? But the father would not say any more. Soon it was time to till the soil and plant the seeds. They planted the field in 5 long beds with vegetables, fruits, and root crops. The farmer told Big Man, "This year it is your chance to measure the farm and find its size. As you're older, you go first." Big Man looked at the field. He looked at the seeds sprouting. As weeks passed, he watched the plants grow and flowers and fruits appear. He saw the 5 long beds full of fruits and vegetables. By harvest time, he thought he could measure the farm and find its size. He went happily to his father and said, "Father, I have solved the problem and I will inherit the farm." His father was overjoyed. He shouted with joy, saying, "Big Man has inherited the farm." He invited all his friends and relatives to dinner. After dinner, he asked Big Man, "Now, you must tell us the measurement of the farm." "Father, it is 5," said Big Man. He got down on the floor and drew the 5 strips representing the 5 vegetable beds. "Look at the second rectangle I have. Here you can see the 5 strips. Let us count 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. But Jane, the daughter, was very clever. She shook her head and said, "That's not true." She got on the floor and drew the 5 strips. "You're right, brother, but if I were to extend the lines longer, it is still 5. So our farm cannot measure 5. The friends and relatives all knew she was right. They all left the scene. The next year they started to plow the land and plant the seeds. It was Tall Man's turn now to measure the farm. Tall Man looked around. He watched the crops grow. He counted the 10 beds of crops. When the time came for harvesting the crops, he ran to his father saying, "Father, I have found the measurement of our farm." Tall Man got on the floor and drew 10 lines. He thought, "Big Man does not know to count. There are 10 strips and not 5, so the measurement is 10. Now let us look and count the third rectangle. There are 10 strips." Tall Man ran to his father saying, "Father, the measurement of the farm is 10. The farmer clapped his hands. "That's great news. Let us hear how you got the measurement of the farm as 10. "Father, this is how the farm looks." He drew the 10 strips. But Jane said, "It's not right." She got on her feet and drew the 10 lines. And she said, "If we kept extending the 10 lines or shortened them, it is still 10. But the size would change." The two brothers were ashamed. The father told Jane that she could measure the farm next year. But Jane said, "Father, I can tell you the measurement now. I don't have to wait till next year. I can tell you the measurement from the work my brothers did." Jane explained. What Big Man did was right. What Tall Man did was also right. What we must do is put the two answers together. She showed what to do. This is what we will get. You must get squares of equal size to get the measurement. A farm measures 50, as there are 50 squares. Those 50 squares would be the exact size of the farm. The measurement cannot be lengthened or shortened. It cannot be widened. It cannot be changed in any way, or the number of squares will change. The fourth rectangle clearly shows us. Everyone knew Jane was right. The father was so pleased with Jane. "Jane, the farm belongs to you, as you won the problem I set." But Jane said, "Father, let my brothers share the farm equally. I would like to go to the city and find my fortune. I will find a new science and will call it area. Area is a science that measures the surface of all things." And that's what she did. The two brothers took over the field. The father was so happy to see his sons taking care of the field that measured 50 squares. And Jane, yes, she did find out the science called area. Jane lived in the city, but often came to see her brothers and the farm that was filled with varieties of fruits and vegetables. Today, we use formulas to find areas of things. And this is thanks to Jane for the hard work she put on finding the new science called area. That takes us to the end of the story. Nowadays, houses, farms, and lands are measured in squares. Montessori also made more yellow rectangle materials that helps in measuring and finding areas if the land is not a square. Thank you for watching. This is Geeta Vijaychandran signing off.
Montessori Grandma.